I'm going to talk about the trials and tribulations it took me to get back on this diet. It's been really tough for me. I did take off a week and a half, and for one thing, I do work at a food place, so eating those subs and oh my god, every day, and cookies and brownie pieces, ooh, was tough to get back into. And also having a son that obviously he doesn't share the same diet as us, so it's been a little bit tough too, because me and Silas would take little date nights and we would just indulge together, eating cake and everything like that, and it was so fun. And I just it's just been hard. And also, us Americans, we love to look at food as something that is just we're kind of addicted to it, we're addicted to everything that's out there. We don't really realize how much food is just supposed to be something to give us nutrition, instead of a pleasure. It's kind of a thing that us Americans is, we just like to indulge. Give me that food. But it's been tough. It's real. Alright, so why have I been following through? For number one, my genetics. I know that I take after my father's side, and on my father's side, we're a little bit more shapelier, we're fuller in size, and we like to eat. So when we eat, we get big. And like I said before, I'm a short person, and I just don't like to combine big and short, and I just don't like that. So another thing too is my goal. My goal to me is number one, because first of all, if I follow my goal, that means it's gonna show my son how to get to his goals, and it's gonna make his life easier and everything. Like, if I get to my goal and I really get to my goal, my family would be sitting in a better place. So that's another reason why I just sacrifice things, because my goal is number one. It's priority. So basically, it's in my mind that I can't afford to indulge as much as I want it, as much as I just mouth watering all the time. And what I had to think about is this: food is a privilege. It's not something that I just get. It's a privilege. So to me, I use my food as a reward instead of something that is just you have to eat those chocolate chip cookies, you have to eat that cake and that frosting. No, it is a privilege for me. So getting back to working out, trying to get these gains, I felt so weak. I felt like I was big all over again. It's and when you start eating off your diet, you feel super bloated. You're like, oh my god, my stomach is just back. But it's all in your mind. You didn't lose any of that. I mean, you did, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But there's times where I felt super weak, but then there's times where I felt oh my gosh, I didn't know I was that strong, So with some workouts, I did start a little bit lighter, and then some workouts I started heavier, because it was just I felt super beastie. It was just crazy. So it kind of all depends on your body, for one. So just keep that in mind. But when you take a break off, it's not the same as when you were in it. So that's that. So I did do a little research about taking time off at the gym, and honestly, I found a few things. Some people think that it actually helps, which it can, and I think all the research depends on your body. So that's why I always said before, you can't listen to everything you see and what everybody say, because it can affect you, and it might not affect the next person. But it's a possibility that your speed, your endurance, your strength can be decreased by 25 to 30%. Now, if you're taking off 3 to 8 months, it will drastically decrease your fitness level, and that's just common sense. My grandfather always told me, once you stop something, it's hard to get it back. So that's basically that right there. When you take that much time off, you're gonna have to kind of start all over again. I mean, obviously we have muscle memory, so keep that in mind, but it does take an effect. So also your energy, your muscles, your density, your bone density, and your flexibility will also decrease if you're taking too much time off. Now this also affects if you're eating dirty too, if you're eating really, but if you're eating clean, it might not really take effect to you as much it would for someone that is just like, give me food, everything. So keep that in mind too. Now, until your muscles won't fire the same as they did before if you do take too much time off. Now, you can expect when you go back to working out, that you have to work that much harder. So just keep in mind, I'm not saying that it's bad to take off a week or take off time, because it's awesome to recover. It gives your muscle that time to just rebuild itself, and honestly, it's phenomenal. And I noticed with myself, when I've been working out, I've been getting more pain, and that just means that my muscles are working. So I'm not saying it's bad to take time off, but I'm just saying that it's bad when you take off too much time. Don't get me wrong, you can always go back running, but when you want to look like something and you want to achieve something, just know that it's gonna hurt you to take off that much time. Just saying. Is it worth it, or are you like, you know what, I'm just gonna go through it and suffer through it and just take that L, take that sacrifice? And you know what, it's not really an L, because if you really want it, it's actually a win-win situation. So even when you do, if you start back off small, you're doing better than the person that's not even trying to do anything. All right, with closing out, all I want to say is, I just wanted to be real with you guys. I wanted to be real as possible and let you know what I go through when I am doing my shows and taking off time and just trying to enjoy my food and everything like that. I just wanted to be real with you guys, how it affected me. And how it affects me may not affect you that way, but that's how it affects me. And I just wanted to say, it is good to take off time. It's so good to recover, and it's an important part of building muscle, of getting that of getting to your goal. It's good to recover. Man, you know what? I also just want to leave off with this. Don't let your food control you. Don't let your food control you. You control your food. So, I'll leave you with that. And you know what? We'll see you on Friday. Have a good day.